So it's the law of assumption. Welcome, welcome. TikTok. I am on TikTok and on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Talk about law of assumption. As taught by Neville Goddard, and an assumption, though false, if persistent and will harden into fact. The same message was taught by Dr. Joseph Murphy, who says the law of life is the law of belief. Also, those of you that are familiar with Reverend Ike, he called it the science of living. So there's many, many ways to describe this science of creating or manifesting, that what you give your attention to. And there's many different ways of programming or giving your attention to a thing and having it come into your reality. Repetition is key. Focus, visualization, those of you who are very good at visualizing. Because visualization is just what? It's just pictures, and pictures are what? Worth 1,000 words. So when you say something, you are mentally creating a picture in your mind. Even if you can't consciously see it, your subconscious is very aware of it. And so the key to manifesting, just decide what you want. You don't need to add to your desire. You don't need to take away from it. As it comes, as it drops in your spirit, all you have to do is accept it. Understand that your desires are gifts from you to you. It's a gift from the greater part of you to the physical you, to be experienced by you. That's all it is. Your desire is a gift from you to you. I love that's what Neville Goddard reminded us. So since it's a gift, what does that mean? You don't have to prove worthiness. You do not have to earn it. All you have to do is what? Accept it. That's what you do with gifts. You say please and thank you. Please and thank you. You show appreciation for it, right? And you make it normal to yourself. Make it normal. Understand that you're supposed to have the thing that you want. That nothing is too good for you. Like many of you, I was listening to Reverend Ike today, and I believe that's what some people struggle with. Accepting that the thing they want is too good for them to have. So they keep it far away from them. But because they don't see it as a thing that they should have. Because they're like, well, wait a minute, I don't have the right skill set, I don't know the right people, I don't have the right numbers in the bank account, whatever excuse you're giving yourself as to why you can't have a thing. No such reasons as to why you can't have a thing. You have to establish that you are worthy of all things good. You are worthy of all things good. Absolutely, living your truth. And everything is good for you, whatever you say it is. It's about expanding your consciousness. It's about not limiting yourself. No limitations, right? There is no should or shouldn't, must or mustn't, have to. Get that out of your mind. You don't have to do anything. You shouldn't. It's not you should do this or you must do that. It's what do you want to do? And then do that. No. There are no limitations, no holding back. You don't have to hold back. There are no rules, no regulations. The only law is the law of belief. And some call it the law of assumption. Others call it the law of being. The others call it law of mind. The others, I mean, there are so many ways to describe the one thing. And that this life is whatever you say it is. This life is whatever you say it is. What are you saying that it is? Who do you say that I am? That's how life shows up for you. You know? You are here to live an abundant life. The question is, do you believe that? Some people don't believe that. Some people have been told, no, you must struggle through life. That poverty or being poor is a virtue. Right? People have been convinced that just eking out a living, you should be glad about that. Just keeping your head above water. That was a line in Good Times, right? In their theme song. They call living in the projects good time. Barely eking out a living. Keeping your head above water as good times. If that wasn't an oxymoron. I mean, if you watch that TV show now in the calendar year 2025 and you look back on the narrative they tried to feed people back in the 70s, you will be like, say what now? There was no good times in that story, in that narrative, in that sitcom. 5 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Barely having enough. But I guess it's like, well, we had each other. We got family. We got love. Tina Turner would say, what's love got to do with it? But I would tell you, love has everything to do with it. And that did not exemplify love. That exemplifies struggle. They wanted to amplify struggle and wanted struggle to be normal, when struggle is actually abnormal. We were not meant to struggle through life. That was not our purpose. Our purpose was not to struggle. Our purpose here is to live an abundant life, that our joy may be full, that we have peace that surpasses all understanding, that we allow the wisdom of the ages to lead and guide us, that our cup runs over, that when we give, it should be given back to us, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Right? The windows of heavens is supposed to open up and pour out a blessing that we do not have room enough to receive. We are here to live an abundant life. Not struggle, not strain, not be tested and tried and taken through tribulation. No. That was the deception. Now you just have to decide what it is that you want. Take your focus off struggle, strain, difficulty, hardship. Loosen, let that mindset go. Understand that you are a free will being. You get to think however you want. You get to decide how you're going to think, because what you think about, you bring about. Your mindset is what attracts different experiences into your reality. What are you thinking about? Why are you choosing to struggle? Why would you choose struggle? That shouldn't even be an option. Take that option off your plate. The smorgasbord of life only has love, peace, joy, harmony, wisdom, health, wealth, success, prosperity. All things good. Because when you seek first the kingdom of your good and all of its righteousness, which means right thinking at all times, and right thinking produces right action, everything you could possibly desire will be added unto you. And what is the kingdom of your good? That is the peace, that is the love, that is the joy, that is the abundance in all things good, which is health, wealth, success, prosperity. That's the life we were meant to have. But the only way your world changes is your mindset has to change. That's the only way your world changes. A changed mind brings about a changed world. And you get out of the mindset of trying to get and learn how to be. No getting, just being. Be, 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 be. Be, be. Be, 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 be. Who do you say that I am? Whoever you say that I am, that's what you shall be. Who do you say that I am? So that's the question you have to answer, and only you can answer that. We have to stop allowing others to tell us who we are. And you need to decide who you are. What are you going to identify with? And know whatever you decide to identify with, there are experiences, realities that are attached to that identity. So how are you identifying? As a scum of the earth, a worm of the dust, a sinner from the beginning, lowly, anxious, depressed. Like, how are you identifying yourself? Are you willing to identify yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience and the God of your experience? That you are the God of your experience. That you are a creator. Hey, 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 greetings, greetings, the 0120. Hello, June Toon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so simple to manifest in this reality. And here's the thing, you've been doing it all your life. Everything you've been thinking, you've been creating. The thing is you didn't realize that you don't get to say how it shows up. And you didn't realize that when you plant something, which is sending your word forth, that's you planting something into the atmosphere, into the universe with your words, that your words come back 30, 60, and 100 fold. That every seed that you plant always comes back magnified. Everything always expands upon itself. That's why you got to be real selective about what you think and what you speak, because your thoughts is God. Your thoughts is the word, and that word becomes flesh. Because in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. And then the word becomes flesh. It becomes your experience. That's why it's so important to mind your mind. Mind your mind. Pay attention to what you think about, because what you think about, you bring about. Your thoughts are literally things. Good evening, good evening. Your thoughts are things. Whatever you assume to be true will be true for you. And that's an assumption, though false. You continue to persist in that assumption, it will harden into fact. Without a doubt, it comes into being. It becomes a part of your reality. And it's so simple. I don't have no tricks. I don't have no gimmicks. All I have is the word. These words that I speak, they are spirit and they are life. That's what you have to say to yourself. The words that I speak, they are the power. They are the life giver. That when I send forth my thought, my vision, it does not return unto me void. What did the script say? That every idle word that man speaks, he will have to give an account on the day of judgment. And every day is judgment day. Every day. Because you are justified by your words and you are condemned by your words. Hello, hello, hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Your words, not anyone else's words. It doesn't matter what others say or think. It only matters what you say and think. Stop giving so much, validity or so much power to someone outside of you. Remember, there's no power outside of you. You're the only power in your reality. You're the only cause. You just have to know, if you're not taking control of your mind, someone else will. Right? If you don't take control, if you don't pay attention, if you don't be the watchman at the gate, if you don't guard your heart with all diligence, somebody else will definitely do it for you. And so, yes, that's why all of these different coaches and everyone comes around. They're trying to, tell you, do this, do robotic affirming, right? Script it, do 3-6-9, do 55 by 5, because they understand that repetition is key, right? But it's not about parroting something, right? It's about being a thing, not necessarily just parroting a thing. Because yes, the law is no respecter of persons. And whatever you give your attention to, you most certainly can bring into your experience. So yes, you can robotically affirm, I'm in a relationship. I'm in a relationship. Oh, my SP loves me. Oh, my SP loves me. Oh, they love me so much. Oh, they won't stop calling me. Oh, they won't stop talking to me. Oh, they just can't, get enough of me. But you never became the person that's in the relationship. So you manifest the SP, but you don't manifest the relationship. So you have to ask yourself, do you want the SP or do you want to be in a relationship? They're not the same. Do you want to be in a loving, happy, symbiotic relationship, or do you just want a person in your, do you just want to prove to yourself that you can get somebody to call you all the time? Okay. Yeah, you can get the person to text you. That doesn't mean that the relationship is going to be amazing just because you get the person to text you, just because you get the person to call you, even if you get the person to take you out on a date. Because you got somebody obsessive over you. You can definitely create that reality that someone is obsessed over you. I would caution desiring someone to be obsessed over you. I mean, like, really understand what that means. I know we say things, but we don't really understand what we're saying when we want something. Because you want to be with somebody that you enjoy and that you accept them as they are and they accept you as you are. But again, it's your script. You get to live out whatever reality you want to. I just know from, being on this third dimensional plane for a good many years, you want to know what you know. And you want to say what you mean and mean what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And be the person as opposed to worrying about getting the stuff. It's cool to get the stuff, right? It's cool to prove to yourself, oh yeah, I thought this thing and it came, right? But man, it only came one time. Man, how do I get it to stay? Like, I manifested the SP, but they ghosted me. I manifested the money, but I didn't even feel comfortable with having it. Or it came and I went on a shopping spree, and now I'm trying to manifest, $10,000 again. Or I'm trying to manifest $20,000 again. Or I need to manifest $100,000 again because, I got it and I kind of just went through it, and now I don't even know how to bring it back. I don't even know how to get it to come back into my world, because instead of manifesting dollars, should have been manifesting wealth. Because wealth doesn't know lack. When you manifest wealth, you don't have to worry about how much dollars and cents you have, because you have wealth. Peace and balance. Hello, serious God. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's why a lot of people manifest things, because they prove to themselves that their thoughts are creative, right? But it's more about just the getting of things. It's about the being the person that has the thing, right? Because you want to have the thing, as Reverend Ike says. You don't want the thing to have you, right? You don't want the thing to be the reason you think you are someone or somebody, right? Right? It's not that the thing makes you makes you that what it is, right? The money does not make you wealthy. Because you're wealthy, you will always have money, right? Because you're wealthy, every need will always be met. You will always experience an overflow, an abundance of all things, because you understand that you are wealth. And wealth shows up in infinite ways, not just in dollars and cents. Come in.
Can I go outside until I think it's 1 hour?
Put a coat on.
Okay.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello, Durf. I salute the divinity in you. But again, because you want to prove this to yourself, you want to test it for yourself, you want to prove to yourself that thoughts are creative, right? So yes, you test it for yourself. You got it says, prove me now herewith and see if I will not open up the windows of heaven that and pour you out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive, right? So you do want to prove to yourself that you can create, that your thoughts is the correlation to your experiences. That life isn't happening to you, but that is happening because of you, right? And how do we do this? We have to do it. We have to change our mind. We have to choose something. We have to decide on something. Choose you this day who you're going to serve, right? What are you going to give your attention to, right? See yourself with it, be it, immerse yourself in it, right? Whatever it is, the job that you want a promotion, you want a certain home, you want a certain car, right? Be the person that has it. It should feel normal to you. And this is the great thing I like about this scripture. It says that the blessings of the Lord makes you rich and adds no sorrow to you. That's how you know it truly comes from a place of love. When you get it and you don't feel any trepidation about having it, right? You don't feel unworthy. It doesn't feel too good to be true. Like, it's not, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened to me. Oh my goodness, do I deserve this? Oh my goodness, I didn't really do anything. Am I worthy? Those things are not going to come into your mind. You're not going to question if you should have a thing. Why? Because you're going to understand that because of who you are, you're supposed to live this way. You're supposed to have these things. Life is supposed to be easy. Things are supposed to come without effort, without push, pull, and force. If you striving to get something, that's a way. And not necessarily saying it's wrong, but a lot of people that chase after things, you can tell that there's no joy, there's no peace there. They're always worried about, somebody trying to take it from them. They're always worried about, how, never at peace, always like nervous, always on pins and needles, right? That's a way to live, but that's not how I would choose to live. But everyone gets to tell their story. But you want the wealth and peace. You want the wealth and joy. You want the wealth and love. And you want it with ease. The world want to try to tell you, oh, if you work hard, if it come to you too easy, you're not going to appreciate it. Stop listening to the world. Because the world will try to trick you out of your position. They will try to trick you out of your position. Don't let nobody trick you out of your position. Your peace, joy, love, harmony, health, wealth, wisdom does not come through force. It comes through surrender. It comes through your acceptance of this is who you already are. That you don't have to try to do anything. You just need to learn how to be still. Be still. Be still. Like, how many of you are actually stilling yourself? Which means you're not trying to figure it out how. You're just allowing yourself to be. Be present. Be in the moment. Be at peace. Hey, 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 Janine, Rich Rising. Yes. Right? Let go of the striving mindset, the worrying mindset, the complaining mindset. Get your emotions under control, with your feelings, which is, that default setting that you were so used to that had you worrying all the time, complaining all the time, judging, and judging unrighteously. See, there is a certain type of judgment. There, you get the unrighteous judgment, and then you have the righteous judgment. Unrighteous judgment is judging from fear, doubt, limitation, anxiety, nervous. That's the unrighteous judgment. Right thinking knows that it doesn't matter what happens, everything works out for you. It doesn't matter what takes place, all things work together for your good. That you don't need the world or situations to be, what we like to call perfect. And the world doesn't understand perfection, because the world thinks perfection is you don't ever do a misstep, that you don't ever, take a wrong turn, or that you don't know. Perfection means to be complete and whole and not lacking anything. And that's what you are. You're complete, you're whole. You don't lack anything. You just convinced yourself that you did. You already possess all things. And it's about recognition that you already have everything you could possibly need in this moment, right here, right now. That you already have it. And the moment you decide, that was the moment it was yours. Because this power is instantaneous. It's instantaneous. As they say, God is a right now, right? God is never I will be. God is I am, right? God is never trying to be a thing. God is I am. So who are you? Okay. Who do you say that I am? What are you desiring to manifest? And why do you think it's difficult for you to manifest your desires? Why do you think you're having a hard time getting the things that you want? You want to know why? Because you keep telling yourself that you're having a difficult time. Because you keep talking about what you don't want. And so you're just in a loop. You're just on a cycle. You have to decide to jump off the merry-go-round. You have to. You have to stop talking about what happened a month ago, 2 months ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. You have to stop talking about being on a healing journey. Like, how long is this journey going to last? Your entire life? Like, why do you keep talking about healing? When have you arrived at being whole? Good evening. Welcome. Yes, Journey. I know that's right. It said last week a preacher said there has to be tribulations, and I said it's my choice to not participate. I know that's right. Hey Caleb, how's it been? How are you? Hello, welcome. Yep, Yawar Malik. And you have to stop looping that same narrative. You have to decide to rewrite your story. You have to decide to tell a different story. And you get to tell a different story. You don't have to keep, this is your movie. You get to revise the script. You get to edit it. Hey, 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 Mia, welcome, welcome. You're welcome, Caleb. And all you have to do is decide. Once you decide, here's the thing with this power, with this consciousness, that which we call God, source, the infinite, all there is. It supports you in whatever choice it is. And it's not going to argue with your choice. If you're going to choose to keep telling the same story, it'll allow you to it'll support you in that story. The moment you decide to tell a different story, it'll support you with that. Because this law is not judging you. The only being judging you is you. And I would say if you're going to judge yourself, judge righteously. And what is righteously? Right thinking about it. Choosing to think right about your choices. Choosing to say, oh, all things are possible for me. I know it's already done. I know everything is working out for me. I don't know how it's happening. I don't know. And I don't need to know how it's going to happen. I just need to know it's already done. I just have to trust the process. I'm just going to enjoy getting there. I'm just going to enjoy the unfoldment. I'm going to enjoy the alignment. I'm going to just live my best life. Footloose and fancy free. I'm going to be carefree in my thoughts. I'm going to choose to believe that all things are working out for me at all times. It is a choice. You do get to choose how you're going to think. It is, as Abraham Hicks would say, too many of us have our lazy thinkers. And Reverend Ike would say, let go of that stinking thinking. So whether you're a lazy thinker or stinking at your thinking, you need to switch it up. You need to choose to think the way you want your life to be, especially if it's not the way you want it to be. You have to talk as though it already is the way you desire for it to be. That's what an assumption is. An assumption, though false. It may be false that you have more money than you know what to do with, but you keep persisting that, oh, yes, I am abundant. Oh, yes, money flows to me effortlessly, endlessly, continuously, all the days of my life. I'm living abundantly. I can travel. I can go wherever I want to go. I can live a easy life, a life that flows, a life that's effortless. Like, you speak that way about your life. And it's not, and it's most important that how you speak to yourself inwardly, right? When no one else is around, when it's just you and you. When you're in your prayer closet, when you shut out the door, you close your eyes, you shut out the five senses. Because the five senses, boy, they going to tell you a report. And as the scripture says, who has believed our report? Whose report are you believing? The five senses or your mind? Whose report are you going to? Are you going to let the five senses dictate reality, or are you going to choose to dictate reality? You get to dictate reality. Yes, and if you're coming up to discuss something that's contrary to what we're talking about, I will not be allowing you up. So I'm not here to debate anyone's perspective. I'm not here to debate anyone's belief system. Everyone gets to have whatever they believe. If it works for you, that is beautiful. If it does not work for you and you want to understand how the mind, how your consciousness, your awareness creates your reality, this is the place for you. If you've been struggling through life and wondering why you keep experiencing the same things over and over again, you keep experiencing a Groundhog Day, and you want to understand how to transform your reality just simply by deciding to think differently, this is the place for you. Hey, Kev, what's happening? Hello, I am that I am. But I'm not here to debate anyone's belief systems. You get to have your beliefs. Because if it works for you, who am I to say that you shouldn't believe as you do? You get to do it, you know? Oh, yes. Asking is receiving. Knocking is open the door. Seeking is finding. Yes.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
Judy. Hello.
I just manifested a fat fucking shit in my pants.
Well, that's great. Go take a dump then.
Yeah, it's already.
Oh, people are so funny. Well, you always need comic relief. People don't have anything else to do. Oh. Yeah. Just decide. Just decide what you want. And you decide this by saying who you are, right? Deciding who I am. I am this. I have this. Right? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Relationships, money, health, it does not matter. You do have to persist in that reality, right? And it's not about straining, right? It's not about forcing, right? When you go into your meditation, when you go into prayer, whatever you want to call it, you're going to call it meditating, prayer, whatever. This is not the time to struggle. This is not the time to force the issue. This is the time to be at peace. You need to be in a peaceful, easy, effortless state. All right? A lot of times people experience the opposite of what they want because they're saying one thing, yet they're believing another. Right? And they're still going to allow the five senses to tell the story. This is not the universe testing you. Why would the universe need to test you? You are the universe. So are you basically saying that you're testing yourself? And why would you do that? Why would you test yourself? Why do you need to test yourself to see if you're worthy of something that you've already created? No. It's all about whose report are you going to believe? Too many of us are looking for the 3D to confirm instead of us confirming the 3D. We're looking for the circumstances to validate our desire. As opposed to, it doesn't matter what's going on out there. It only matters what you believe to be true. That's all that matters. And that things will happen. It's just, it's almost boggling to the mind that we put so much focus on, quote unquote, what's out there when it's like, but why would you do that? It's like, why are you doing that? It's like you create it in your mind, and then instead of just allowing it to show up, you're trying to, is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Oh, I don't see it. Oh, I don't see it. I don't see it. When that's not how it works. You know that's not how it works. You know that there are some things that have to happen in order for the thing to be revealed to you. Regardless if it takes the next 5 minutes or it takes the next 2 months. There is an action that has to take place on the outside in order for the thing that you desire to come forth. Hey, Tam B. Hello, hello. It's like, stop trying to look for signs. And I think that's what it is. A lot of people try to look for signs. They're like, okay, I did my meditation. I did my whatever technique, right? Because to me, meditation isn't a technique. Meditation is what you do all day. You're always communing with yourself. You're always talking. You're always meditating. You know, you're always thinking. You're always becoming one with whatever's going on in your mind. But it's like, once you decided what you want, now you go seeking for evidence of it. Well, that's not faith, is it? Because without faith, it is impossible to please him. And what is faith? Faith says that I believe in a thing even though I don't have evidence of it, right? That it is the substance of the thing, which is your desire, hope for, and the evidence of not being able to see it. But yet you want proof of it. Well, then that's not faith. Because the proof is the thing being in your reality. The proof is the manifestation. So if it hasn't manifested, then there's no proof then other than what? Your word. Remember I told you, your word is faith. Because how does faith come in? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by who? The word of God. And who's God? I am. So what is faith? My word. Because what can't you see? Your word. So stop looking for evidence. Stop looking for proof. You have to stop trying to seek for proof. Stop looking for signs. Your word is the sign. Your word is the truth. Your word is sufficient. Because the moment you asked, you were answered. While you were yet speaking, it did appear. The moment you asked, the answer was yes. The answer is never no. That's what you need to understand. I don't care what the preachers tell you. I don't care what your coaches tell you. I don't care what your spiritual gurus tell you. The answer is never no. The only way it's no is because you refuse to believe it's so. But it was never no. You just haven't aligned yourself to believe that you already have it. You keep telling yourself that it's hard, that it's difficult, that you don't understand why it's not showing up. Why is it taking so long? You know, you are neglecting to focus. You continue to give your attention to what isn't as opposed to what is. Stop talking about what you don't want to see. This is where, you want to apply the take no thought rule. Once you've asked for what you want, once you've given thanks for receiving it, now you're just supposed to go your way in peace. Now you're just supposed to go about your day. Go and have a normal day. Whatever you feel led to do, do it. Don't be thinking, oh, I wonder if this is going to be it. Or I wonder if this is going to... No. Stop wondering. Stop wondering. Because it always shows up when you least expect it. When you have completely let it go out of your mind. That's when it appears. Because it comes in a way you would have never devised. You would have never been able to, in a million years, thought of the way your manifestation was going to come into your experience. So why even try? Why even try to figure it out? Why stress yourself out? Why burden yourself? You are working with infinite intelligence that knows the end before the beginning. Before you even asked it, the answer was there, right? It says before you even asked, I answered. So before it even crossed your mind, the answer was yes. Because all the promises are yes. It's never no. It's never no. So why do you accept no? It's because that's never an answer. It's never no. You always get what you say. A lot of times people don't know what they be saying. That's why never God tells you to do a mental diet. Pay attention to what you're talking about. Because what you're talking about, you bringing about. And you do get to have what you say. A lot of you just don't know what you're saying, a lot of things you don't want. You don't want a lot of things that you're saying. So that means you need to stop it. You need to stop talking about things you don't want to see. You have to become aware of your conversation. Stop speaking against yourself. Can you just make a promise to yourself that you just stop speaking against yourself? Emmett Fox had this mental diet where he talked about going on a 7-day mental diet. And he would say that you take 7 days of just thinking positive. And the moment you found yourself speaking negatively, you had to start the 7 days over. Go on a mental diet. And that may mean you may have to shut off some of the social media. You may have to let go of the boob tube. It may mean, lessening your conversation with some of your friends and family. To really do this mental diet of, I'm not speaking against myself. Hello, Andriel. So it's so important that you pay attention to your thoughts and your conversation. That's the key to manifesting. It's being aware of your thoughts, being aware of what you're communicating within your world, within what's orbiting in your mind, what you're giving energy to. Because where energy goes, right? Where attention goes, energy flows, right? Whatever you're talking about you're expanding, right? So that's why it's so important, if you want money, right? You want millions, you want to be multimillionaire, you want to have tens of millions of dollars. Then love money. And what does loving money mean? Loving you, because I am money, right? So to love money means to love you because you are the creator of it. And so then that means when you talk about money, you speak well of it, right? You don't talk against money, and you don't talk against those that have it, right? Because why would you talk against the very thing that you want to obtain? Why wouldn't you say, oh my goodness, I love everything about money. I love what it can buy. I love what it can, whatever you can think about money in a positive way, in an excellent way, right? And understanding there's no judgment there. Like no one's judging you if you say you love money. The ease and flow of money, how it comes effortless into your experience. That people are always just trying to give you money. Like you have so much money, you don't even know what to do with it all. As much as you circulate it, as much as you give it away, it comes back 100-fold. It just keeps coming in. It keeps coming in. It's like overtaking you. Money is just overtaking you. Like it's just so much money that you don't even have room enough to receive it all. It's just avalanches of wealth, avalanches of wealth just spilling over into your experience. Right? And then thinking about like all the ways you can invest it, enjoy it, experience it. Yep. Hey, AH. And that's falling in love with anything you want to manifest. So, healthy body, right? You fall in love with it. Like, what would you be doing, whatever ailment or illness or disease you may have that you're wanting to, revise. Fall in love with health. Fall in love with this avatar, with this vehicle. Of how amazing it is, how intelligent it is, how it is a self-healing organism. Talk to your cells, the molecular structure that you are. Right? Appreciate this vehicle that you get to experience this third dimensional plane in. Because whether you know it or not, love is the only transforming power. Because love is all there is. God is love. Love God is the same thing. And I get it. A lot of people don't understand what love is. I get that. Because a lot of people have conditioned love. But love is unconditional. Love accepts you just the way you are. Because love knows that you are perfect just as you are. That there's nothing wrong with you. And the moment you start proclaiming that, you're absolutely whole, complete, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made and marvelous are thy works, and that your soul knows right well. That you are a masterpiece, unique in expression, dynamic, wonderful, amazing, delightful. Like truly, truly fall in love with you. Fall in love with your world. Stop talking about the world as if you can't stand to be here. Because then guess what? You can't stand to be here. Why would you talk so negatively about a place that you are like we have to really think about how we talk and how we're speaking troubles into our experiences based on our complaining. And they don't care who know about it. They don't care about who know about it. Those pastors in those big churches, they don't care. They do not care. Hey, Goddess D. I'm not here to judge the pastors in the big churches. Because one thing I know, they not judging themselves because the people in the flock want to give them their money. They selling hope and the people are willing to buy it. Hey. Hope is for sale and people are buying it by the bundle. Because they wishing a thing was so instead of knowing that it's so. They understood that they don't have to buy money. People are buying money, right? They're buying money. They're like, oh, if you give me 10%, if you sold me 10%, then God is going to increase the 10% you just sold, right? So they're basically, it's like playing lottery, right? At least the lottery only costs $2 or $5 or 50 cents or $1 to play the lottery. It don't cost 10% of your income to play the lottery. You probably got better chances of playing the lottery than you do sowing into a ministry. But hey, to each his own. Oh, I appreciate that journey. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I saw that too. Somebody was talking about it, Nikki. Somebody else was doing a video about it. Yeah, it was Marvin Winans. Marvin Winans. Talking about some, I said, don't give 1,000 unless you had an additional 1,000. She was like, well, I got 200. Said, I got to work on the other $800. He said, look, he was like, and she had grandson sitting next to her. And he was like, look, you're not following instructions. I told y'all to tithe only if you had an extra $1,000 to tithe. I was like, woo. But the people would have it that way. The people would have it that way. It's wild. I mean, I get it. People, it's like most people be desperate, right? They be desperate and they think, again, they're trying to, people really think they have to bribe the law. Like they like God requires, but that's what religion tells you, right? Religion tells you God requires sacrifice. That's what the religions will tell you, that God requires sacrifice. And remember, he gave the ultimate sacrifice. So if he was willing to send his only begotten son, you giving up a G, giving up a stack for him to do something for you is like child's play. You see the mental gymnastics, the mental, not gymnastics, manipulation that is going on, the mental manipulation, right? Because if I tell you that God sacrifices only for you, and then I'm telling you, well, if you want God to do something for you, because he did that for you and if you want to do something for him, well, you need to sacrifice something too. And it's always going to be money. It's always going to be money. Give God your money because he gave his life. So he needs your money in exchange for him giving his life. It's like, so that's that mental manipulation that goes on. And it's, and I fell victim to it too. I fell victim to that mindset as well, thinking that God sacrificed himself for me when actually God is me. So there's that. The only thing you have to sacrifice, guys, is your old thoughts. That's the only thing you have to sacrifice. Change the way you think. That's all you. That's the only sacrifice you'll ever have to give is your old concept of yourself. Is the old way you used to think about yourself. When you walked around thinking that you was a sinner, let that go. When you walked around thinking that you was broke as a joke, don't talk like that anymore. When you complained about every symptom and every ache and pain in your body, just stop talking about the aches and pains and talk about the joy. Talk about how rejuvenated you are in your body. Start complimenting your body. Start loving your body. Start appreciating your body. Speak life unto your body. Tell your body to arise and walk. Talk to your body as though it's already healed. Let the weak man say, I am strong. That's the way you have a changed life, is how you talk to yourself. We all can turn water into wine. Are you kidding me? It's happening. Let me see. Let me see if I can fix it. And being God just means that your words are creative. The word is God. That's what the script says, right? In the beginning was the word, and you are the word. You are the voice. You get to choose your words. You get to speak your words. You get to think words, right? You are the operant power. So you are the word made flesh. You are the word brought to life. You are the word and the light. You are it. What you speak, you become. What you say about yourself, that's how you experience this life. It's what you say about you. It's not what others think of you. It's not what others say. It's what you say. Now, for a long time, we went along with what other people said about us, right? Other people told us that we were sinners. Other people told us that, we were only human, that we had no power, that we had to just accept life as it came, that we had no power to change it. You just had to, suffer through, life. Why you see other people, because you have to ask yourself, why do some people seem to live life effortlessly and why do others seem to strain and struggle? And people will have you thinking that God favored some people over another. When the whole time, the reason why you were experiencing what you were experiencing is because the way you were thinking. Because you were told that you had no power. And so you believed it. You accepted that as a reality. And so, yes, you may have had some hit or misses when it came to things that you wanted to accomplish in your life. Some people had a really strong determination not to be like their parents, to be the opposite of their parents, to really, grind and really put forth a lot of effort to make sure that they didn't become what their parents were, what their grandparents were. But even that, you would recognize it was their mindset, right? It was the way their determination, the way they thought about life. They were like, no, I know that life can be better. And if I just, work hard, if I go and get an education, if I get right around, among the right people, right? If I get, become a 5%er, or, I get around, a bunch of millionaires, then they'll, I don't understand how to create millions for myself. I get around a lot of educated people, I can figure out this thing called life. But it was just as simple as you deciding that life could be better, that life could be different. So just making a choice. How's the live now? Is the live still skipping? Is the live still skipping? I don't know. It is. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I did change it. It's not skipping for you? Okay. Maybe it's getting better. Okay, cool. It's good? Okay. Yes, I am hooked directly up to the Wi-Fi, so cool. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's just really about your thoughts, right? It's just really about your thoughts. It's just really about you deciding what you want and then staying the course along that mindset. Not veering to the left, not veering to the right, but remaining on the straight and narrow, right? But if you find yourself veering to the left or veering to the right, extend grace and mercy to yourself. All you have to do is revise. If you notice that you got off, you start thinking the old way and you started talking about the old you, when you recognize it, just revise it. You get to revise the day. I not only heard Neville Goddard talk about that, and I also heard Abraham Hicks talk about that. You can take your day before you go to bed at night and think over your day. Is there something that you felt like you would want to change throughout the course of the day that didn't necessarily align with the new version of you, right? With the person that you say that you are? Was there some things, were there some conversations that you had? Were there some thoughts that you had that didn't align with this true version of you? All right? And before you go to bed, just rewrite the story. Say, well, actually what happened was, I actually thought this way. Or when I was talking to this person, I started joining in the negative. I got on the negative train with them. I got to complaining, and I got to you can uproot that, and you can revise right then and there before you go to sleep. You can tell a totally different story. You can make the day happen the way you wanted it to happen. That's the beauty of this life. Everything is malleable. You get to change it. There is nothing fixed. You don't have to accept any reality. Oh, really? Did you? That's what you have to recognize. I think too many times, when things don't go, we had the mindset to think this way. I'm going to think, I'm going to act as if, I'm going to talk, I'm going to speak those things that be not as though they were. I'm going to speak it into existence. And then you have the conversation with the friend or the coworker, and you discover that you got to talking like the old self, and you don't even realize it until maybe you was on your way home. You got on the train or you got in your car and you're driving back. It's like, oh man, I said I wasn't going to complain. I said I wasn't going to, talk negatively about anything. And man, I let this day get away from me. No, I'm going to change it. Nope. Actually, when I was talking to so-and-so, I just kind of just listened to them, and I didn't have an opinion whatsoever. I just kind of just listened to what they were saying, and I just chilled. I didn't think one way about it. Right? It's so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. And I know we want to complicate it. We want to think it's more difficult than it is. It's just as easy as just shifting your mind. Just course correcting. Extending mercy to yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Stop thinking that any of these things is fixed. You have the opportunity in any given time of day, any moment, to change the way you think. Even if, I don't care if it was last week, right? I don't care. It doesn't, if it comes to your mind that you recognize that you were thinking a way that you had decided you weren't going to think anymore, and a conversation comes to mind or thought comes to mind, revise it. Revise it, because the power is in your awareness. Because you don't know what you don't know. And a lot of times you don't know it until it confronts you, until it manifests itself. And a lot of times we be like, where'd that come from? We don't remember our own harvest. But that's okay. Because you don't have to accept any experience. That's the beauty of this life. You don't have to accept it. You get to think of it differently. You get to imagine it differently. You get to give it a different perspective. Hey, user 433. Hello, hello, insight. Just choose. I mean, we have so much power, and it's like sometimes I think we are a little bit intimidated by our own power, because it's like, when the things start happening, it will kind of cause you to draw back because you see how easy and effortless it is, and it's almost kind of spooky. And so if it's and you're like, man, is it really this simple? Like something like the reason in mind, because we have been conditioned to work. We have been conditioned to work, and then you start getting things that you had to absolutely put no effort in. All you had to do was think about it, and things just start happening. Things just start to take place. It is mind blowing. The reasoning mind wants to challenge that, because the reasoning mind is conditioned to work. It's like, this is too easy. You got to be a trick to it, right? Because a lot of times we are suspicious of other people, because we were told that if someone is just freely giving you something, there's no such thing as a free lunch. There's no such thing as getting something for free, right? And so when your manifestations start to come, and they start to come easily, you start to get suspicious of those who's playing the part based on the script you wrote. Like, you forget you wrote the script. You forget, and because it's coming from a place you could have never imagined, you question, is it real, or are these people, playing a trick on you? Like really, you're going to do these things for me? Really? Like, you don't want anything in return? Like, people don't do this type of stuff without wanting something from people. Like, people just don't give something to people just for no reason. No, it got to be a trick to it. It got to be something to it, right? And so it's, you have to allow yourself to receive the blessing. Allow yourself to receive the blessing. Position yourself. Make it normal that yes, I'm supposed to be treated like royalty, right? I'm supposed to live effortlessly. I'm here to live a soft life. I'm here to have the world cater to me. I just thought about that song by Beyonce, Destiny's Child. Let me cater to you, because baby, this is your day. Let the world cater to you, because the world is at your command. Right? Don't be afraid to allow the world to yield itself to you, and receive it with open arms. Like, say yes, yes. And if you need to tell yourself, yes, I am worthy of this. Yes, I am deserving. Whatever you need to tell yourself to position your mind to receive the good. But like Neville Goddard and Abraham Hicks would tell you, this isn't about worthiness. This isn't about deservingness. It's about who you are. That you are a creator. And you are a deliberate creator. That you are the operant power. That these things are happening because you commanded it to be so. And that's why it is so. Yes, be like children. You don't have to prove anything. And that's the thing, but that's what we've been taught. You have to prove it. You have to prove it. You prove it. Show me that you deserve it. Show me that you're worthy of it. Show me, show me, show me. No, No, that's not what this is about. This isn't about proving yourself. This isn't about, trying to make people see you or to seeking validation, right? This isn't about being validated. This is about being a creator. This is about remembering who you are. Remembering that you are the center of the universe. That this world is here for you. The world is here for you. The world really is here to cater to you. It really is. And we've been told that we're here to serve the world. And the way we serve the world is by being an example, by telling people how powerful they are, reminding people of how loved they are, reminding people that they can have the peace, the joy, the health, the wealth, the success right here, right now. By showing people how to use their mind to create the reality in which they desire to live in. That's how you serve people. You don't serve people by doing things for people. You teach people how to do things for themselves. Because if you think that you're here to do things for others, then you think you're here to save. You're not here to save anyone. Because there's no one to save. Hey, Master Michelle. Yep, expect the world to bend to you. We don't need saviors, right? We don't need saviors. We just it's just all about remembering who we are, right? Everyone has a mind, and everyone is here to master their mind. We're all here to learn how to use the one mind, the one consciousness, the one power. You don't even have to know how the power works. Like, you don't have to know all of the ins and outs of the brain, of the neuroscience. If you could just understand that your thoughts, that it's your thoughts that is the power. That your thoughts is the cause. That's all you need to know. That is your thought. Because regardless of what anyone tells you, nobody's just walking around not thinking. Everyone is having a thought. Can you go into a meditation where you're not consciously thinking? Where you're receiving? Here's the thing, though. It's not separate from you. And we need to stop trying to separate ourselves. Consciousness cannot be divided. And you are consciousness. Is it skipping bad for everybody? Maybe AH come out and leave and come back in. Maybe leave and come back in, AH. Okay. Okay. Maybe some of you that was in early, maybe you have to leave and come back in. Leave the live and come back. Yes, I don't know how it's skipping for some and then not for others. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And I know that we want it to be like, we want it to be something other than our thoughts, right? Because many people will say, well, why do I have to change my mind? Why can't I just work? Why that most people don't like that the thoughts is the cause. We want it to be something else, right? It's like, well, why can't the other people just change? Or why can't, because I remember my daughter was talking to a girl that she worked with. And, she did the crystals and different things too. And she was, she said she was on a spiritual journey. And, my daughter was telling her, well, you just have to think different. You have to, it's like, but why? Why? That's just too hard. Why can't it be something else, right? Like, we would rather use physical things to make it so. But the world is a mental world. The physical is just a manifestation. The physical is just the effect. We thought that it was what we were doing that was the cause, when the doing is a result of our thinking. Our doing is based on our belief system. It's based on what we accepted as true. Because we know if all it took was hard work was to get a thing or to be a millionaire, everyone would be one. Because a lot of people, or we would have more millionaires, or we would have more rich people, quote unquote. Because a lot of people work hard. There are people with 3-4 jobs and they still can't make ends meet, or they just have just enough to get by. There are plenty of people that are striving and pressing and grinding and have grinded their whole life and just barely got by. But if we would just sit with ourselves and just ask ourselves, what is it that I really want? What is it that I would like to experience? Because wealth is whatever you determine that it is, right? That's what wealth will be for you. That's what wealth is, whatever you are determining wealth is. Because wealth can be, oh, I make $500,000 a year. I don't have to be a billionaire to be wealthy. Wealth for you can be $500,000 a year. Somebody else, wealth can be $80,000 a year. It depends on the individual, right? Because it's not about the money. It's about the security. It's about the mindset. It's about what they see that they can achieve and do with what they have, right? That's what determines wealth. Because there are plenty of billionaires, not that I know any personally, again, this can only go by hearsay, where we hear people say, oh, there are plenty of people that are considered multimillionaires or billionaires, and they don't sleep. They have ill health. They stay up worrying, trying to figure out how to maintain their wealth, right? Like, they're not enjoying life. They never take vacations. They never go, right? So that's not the wealth that we're looking for. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be cool to have, but what's the sense of having that type of money and you can't enjoy it? That's how you know it's a mind thing. Because yes, they had the mind to get the money, but not the mind to enjoy the money. You want the mind to enjoy the money. You want the mind to enjoy the wealth. You just don't want to be married. You want to enjoy being married. You know how many people are married and are miserable? Now that I do know. I do know a lot of people, they ain't really happily married. I know quite a few people that are married, but they ain't happy. They some miserable folks. You say, too many. Hey, Marcinda. So you know you want more than just to be married. You desire to be a happily married person, to enjoy the person that you're with, that someone you can travel with, someone you can confide in, someone you can enjoy watch, whatever it is, whatever that looks like to you, whatever a happily ever after marriage looks like to you. You get to define that. But if you listen to the world would tell you you can be married for 10 years and you could be married for 20 years and be unhappy for 10 of them. To me, that's not a successful marriage. Like what? But the world would tell you, well, hey, that's what comes with it. You just not gonna like the person you with. What? You may love them, but you may not like them. Say what now? What? I'm gonna love my spouse, but I ain't gonna like them? Really? I don't know nothing about that life. Like, be setting you up for failure. Right? They'll tell you that marriage is about compromise. Marriage is about sacrifice. Marriage is about, hard work. Marriage is, they call, the old ball and chain. Oh, like, you don't have no freedom. Things change after marriage. Like, what? But I had the struggle marriage. I know what that looks like. I didn't want that again. If I was going to have the type of marriage I had the first time, I would have never gotten remarried. And how did I avoid experiencing the same type of marriage? I changed my mind. That's how I avoided duplicating the same type of marriage where it wasn't the struggle bus. Whereas it's effortless, it's with ease, it's with joy, that we enjoy one another. We always travel together. We're one another's travel buddies, right? Like we go dancing. We go to this is my partner for life. Like we enjoy one another. There is no compromise. There is no sacrifice. There is just being. There is just loving. There is just enjoying, and yes, do you have things that you have to course correct, that you have to do some self-reflect, right? That you understand that, as long as you're happy, life will be happy, right? When you're happy, life just shows up happy. And you have to choose happiness. You have to choose happiness. No one else is responsible for making you happy. Why would you put that burden on someone else? Because if you're giving them the power to make you happy, as Reverend Ike said, you're also giving them the power to make you mad. That's too much power in another person. What are you talking about, AH? That's what I'm talking about. You listening to the world. That's a world statistic. That's a world statistic. Hey, Bonds Eye. hey, Jermaine. Welcome. So, you don't desire to be married? Hour and a half. An hour and a half. Yeah, but here's the thing. Why would you repeat something? But I'm asking you, do you want to be married? Because why would I care about statistics or what the world thinks about marriage if I'm desiring marriage? I could care less what statistics say because I'm the creator of my experience. You know, they say the world says 50% of marriages end in divorce. Does that mean you're not going to get married? Because, like, what's the odds of me staying married? Because 50% of them end in divorce. Okay, so that just mean you not going, like, what? What does that mean? Then how about you be the 50% that stay together? Let's stay together. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I get what you're saying now. You were saying that that's what they were saying about single women, that single women live longer than married women. That's what the world's. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay, okay, okay. I understand now. I got you, AH. I got you. Yeah, because, yeah, the world, they have some crazy. They would definitely want to. It does sound like that they would deter you from marriage, right? But we know marriage is a construct anyway, right? Like, marriage will be whatever you say it will be based on your belief system. And we know that, right? So marriage is going to be whatever we say it is because we're the creator of our reality. So we don't ever look to the world to validate us or anything. Hello, Afrocentric, right? Because the world will have you upside down, inside out. So anything you want to do, don't look to the world for the clues because the world will send you off. You just have to decide what you want, see yourself with it, know that it all works out, and it'll be the best experience ever. Right? It's just like when the world tells you about this, gives you this God concept, right? The God concept we get from the world is that God needs to test you, try you, send you through tribulations, you know, that the love of this deity is conditional, right? And is never pleased. That this God concept that the world gives you tells you that this deity is never pleased. It's always mad. They're telling them that your best day is as filthy rags to this God, to this deity. And so you're living a life that will never stand up or measure up to his system or her system or its system. You will always fall short. Always. And it's just like, and how we're browbeaten into believing that we're supposed to serve this type of deity. And how beautiful and wonderful it is to come to the realization that that's not who or what God is. That God was never this deity to be worshiped or to be placated to or to be found worthy of or try to earn the love of. It's like you were always trying to earn God's love but always falling short of it. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Afrocentric. That's okay. And when you recognize that that's not what it is at all, when you come to realize that this power was always present, was always available because it was always right there with you. It is who you are. And the way you operate this power is through your thought. That is how you actualize this power, is through your thoughts. How you think and what you speak. The power of your words, the power of your thoughts is what energizes you, which is what can transform reality for you. And it's so simple. It's so simple. All you have to do is choose it. Choose what you want and remain faithful to it. It does take persistence. It's more easier than you give yourself credit for. It is much easier than you think it is. Because the moment you make a decision, this power, this intelligence is right there with you. It's like, yes, that's all that it just needed you to make a decision. Yes, I got you. On it. The moment you decide, it says on it. It don't question. It ain't got to think about it. The moment you make a decision, say, yep, it's yours. Got it. On it. It's done. That's how you got to think about it. The moment you make a decision, this power says, yep, got it. On it. It's yours. And you just have to figure out how not to talk yourself out of it. You just have to figure out how not to avoid it. To not speak against it. That's all that's required. AH. AH, are you there? Did you mean to come up? It always returns to sender though. 0120. You just had you you just have to know how not to be double-minded, basically, right? Just figure out how not to be double-minded. Because once you're double-minded, right, don't speak against your desire. Be mindful, right? Because the moment you make your choice, don't then go speak against the choice. Remain faithful to the choice. That's why it's good to, like, when people will say, let it go, right? Drop it. You made the decision. Now train yourself not even to think about it, right? Because if you can train yourself not to think about it, you will train yourself not to try to figure it out, not to worry, not to be anxious. You won't doubt because you're not thinking about it anymore. You've taken your mind away from it and you're allowing yourself to trust that it's already done. That's why people say you got to release it. You got to let it go. You cannot keep walking around with the seed in your hand, grasping at it, right? You got to drop the seed into the soil. You decided what it was. Now you drop the seed into the soil. Now you just got to go. Go about your day. Go on your way. Get busy doing something else. Get busy enjoying life, you know? Like D. Rich was saying, what he would do, he would capture the feeling of having it, and he said he would think about things that would give him that same type of feeling of happiness. So he would do what? He would go do things that made him feel happy. So he would go play cards, or he would go, play some type of game, something that kept him in that quote unquote good feeling mode. That's why you have to know yourself, right? Because that's what works for D. Rich, right? So he knows himself. He knows once I visualize something, I know it's done. And all I got to do is keep that good feeling mood about it. And what's going to maintain that good feeling mood? Let me go do something that is equated to that good feeling. Let me go play some games. Oh, I love to play cards. Oh, I have a great time playing cards. It makes me feel good. I'm laughing, I'm having fun, whatever, right? You have to know you. So When you manifest, like just think about when you manifested something. What was your state of mind? Did you visualize it? Did you write it down? Did you talk to yourself? Did you talk to somebody else? Right? Did you have to do it like, like what is it? This is so important that you know how you manifest. Not how someone else does it, but how you do it. That's why you were told to know thyself. Be still and know. Okay, no problem. It's so important to know what works for you. For me, it's just speaking the word. Just saying, like, this is talking to myself, you know? I just continue to talk to myself until I don't have to talk to myself anymore about it, where I've convinced myself that, oh yeah, and then I can let it go. And when it tries to come to my mind about, oh, how's it? I'm like, nope, it's already done. Nope, I ain't got to think about it. Nope, and keep going. Catch yourself. Recognize when you're trying to figure it out. That's when you're like, nope, it's already done. There's nothing to figure out. It's already done. I don't have to concern myself with the how. That's not my work. All right. But all it takes is a decision. That's all it takes. It just takes choosing what it is that you want. You get to say what you want. Like I know I told you guys that I was watching that Victoria Beckham documentary on Netflix. And she told you about her road from being a Spice Girl to being a clothing designer. And how when they broke up, the Spice Girls broke up, and how she went to like this really deep depression. She had lost a lot of weight. The tabloids was eating her alive. Man, they was chewing her up and spitting her out. Man, they was like, they were on her ass for real. They was those British tabloids. They weren't no joke, man. Hello, Bill with Beth. And she said something. She was like, because she was married to David Beckham, so it wasn't like they didn't have a good life already, right? He was a top soccer player, right? She had been a Spice Girl, so she made lots of money. He making lots of money, right? So they are living this amazing life. But she still felt lost. She said now she had become his wife and a mother. And as much as she, of course, loved her husband, loved, being a mother, she wanted more. And she had to tell herself it was okay to want more. That's what we have to tell ourselves. We have to tell ourselves it's okay to want more. It's okay to want more. And she didn't go to school to be a designer. She actually got a top designer. I can't remember if he was from Italy, because this designer I had never heard of, but in Europe, and I'm sure Americans that probably hit a lot of, that can afford to buy the top designer clothing was familiar with this man, but I had never heard of him. And he helped her design her clothes. He helped her with her line, but it was still all of her style, right? He told her that he basically told her she had to strip away the facade and be herself. Let the world see Victoria and not the persona that she was being a celebrity. And she said she cried. She did it, stripping that identity, that persona away of being a celebrity and allowing the public to see her through her clothing line, allowing them to see her, her creativity. And it's just like, it's nothing wrong with wanting to be great. It's nothing wrong with wanting more out of life. And you have to be willing to be honest with yourself, right? This is where people talk about authenticity, right? Authenticity. And as I say, you can't be authentic and you don't love yourself. How you gonna be the real you and you don't even like you, let alone love you? So showing up authentically means you have to accept who you are. Every bit of you, every part of you. So you can allow yourself to expand to the person you desire to express, whatever that is. Because I'm sure some of you got some grand ideas. Some of you have some amazing ideas that it's just going to set this world on fire. But you're questioning, is it too much? Do I deserve it? Should I have it? What are people going to think? What is my family going to say? Are my friends, am I still going to keep my same friends? Like you're questioning whether this thing is a possibility or should you even dare to even want this thing? And you have to come to the conclusion, yes. Because those that have attained to greatness or to glory, whatever you want, they're no different than you. They have to, put a pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. Right? They're people just like you that just had dreams, and they, her thing was, she said, is that for her, she had to find someone that believed in her. That was her law. Her law was, I just needed somebody to believe in me. And she found someone that believed in her. Someone that was willing to show her what it took to be a top designer, clothing designer. And even with her realizing her desire, it still came with some things she had to get over, right? She had never ran a business. She ended up going $38 million in debt with her clothing line. And so then she had to go and find an investor to help her reestablish her business. And she was able to manifest that. She was using her husband's money to finance her dream. But she wasn't taking care of the business side of it. They were just spending money and they were like basically mismanaging the money when it came to, because her focus was on the shows and not on profit. She was more or less trying to, she's doing these big extravagant fashion shows because her brand had been okayed by Vogue and, American Vogue and, I don't know what they call them over there. What is it? French Vogue. I don't know what they call it over there in Europe. But, she had got her sign of approval from the big, fashion houses in the industry. And so she was just focused on how can I continue to, have my name out there, and wasn't looking at how to make her business profitable. So, that's why it does, and she got it through experience. It was nothing, she experienced it. That she was able to get somebody that came in to right the ship, right? to show you that yes, things won't always happen the way you think they should happen. You know, you don't know what you don't know, right? So as much as you think you can have all your ducks in a row and you think that you can have all these things, you know, right? That's why it is important to like meditate and seek direction, and to, you know, make sure that you have the right people around you, you know, especially if you're looking to do a business on that scale, something so grand, that you are in the right mindset and you don't get caught up in, you know, the glory of it and miss out on the management of it, right? Because you know, it can be so easy to be seeking validation from the world, and then when you get the validation from the world, you overlook the business side of it, the priority of it. And to me, that's what she had missed. She wanted the validation of the world, and she got the validation of the world, but she neglected the business part of what she was doing. She neglected to manage her business. And so we do want to you know, because that's the crazy thing about seeking validation from the world. They will build you up. When you're looking for the world to validate you, the world definitely builds you up just to tear you down. As quick as they will applaud you, they will boo you. As quick as they would throw roses, they will throw tomatoes, right? So you cannot, your only, just can't be what the world think of me. What does the world think of me? You have to know what do you think of you? What do you think of you? Who are you? Who do you say that I am? Because when the world doesn't give it to you, the world can't take it from you, right? When you know it wasn't that you're not there because of the world, but you're there because of who you are, right? It will be nothing that the world could do. The world can't touch you, right? The world can't touch you. So we can learn from others, right? We can understand how this works, and you know, then make sure you don't, don't, if they're saying it, they're not saying it, like, don't let them be the reason why they're saying it, right? Let you be the reason why, right? Like some people say, don't believe your own press, right? Know that you are the press. Because I'm sure, you keep hearing, oh my goodness, you're so awesome. You're so amazing. You're so beautiful. Oh my goodness, you're this, that's all you keep hearing, right? And some people really start to, letting the world tell, like, maybe because they've never heard it before, right? Never was told how awesome and great and magnificent they are and wonderful. And so people telling you this and keep telling you this and keep telling you this. And it's not that it's not true, but the moment they don't say it, or the moment they say something else, now you're in the dumps. Is that when they start calling you this and saying you're not that, and and talking bad about you and saying now your world is upside down. Now you don't know who you are, because the world ain't fawning over you anymore. Just be cautious of that. Especially a lot of you that are about to be world changers, doing some things that the world has never seen before. Don't get caught up in the hype. Keep your footing. Know who you are, knowing that it doesn't matter what the world thinks. It only matters what you think. You gotta know that the world, it doesn't matter if they're calling you great or they're calling you a Beelzebub. It shouldn't matter. It should only matter what you think about you. Yes, I am a world changer. Yes. Yeah, and know that you deserve to do great things. Know that you deserve to have an amazing life. Know that you deserve the great, the good, right? You know that you deserve it all. Whatever your heart is yearning for, whatever your heart is thirsting for, know that it's yours. There's a reason why you're having this desire, because you're meant to experience it. It's meant for you. And when you start to experience it, it's going to be more than you ever could have imagined. It's going to go far beyond anything you could ever thought of. Just allow yourself to go there. Allow yourself to experience it. And it sure surely come. It sure surely come. You just got to teach yourself not to worry. You got to teach yourself not to complain. All right? You just got to teach yourself how to enjoy life. To enjoy it. Will you cry sometimes? Yes, we all cry sometimes. And it's okay to cry. Will you be angry sometimes? Yes, we all get angry sometimes. That's okay, right? It says be angry but sin not. It's okay. It's okay to feel the emotions. It's okay to get frustrated, to get flustered. It's okay. But as long as you remain on the course, as long as you stay on the path. Stay on the path though. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't lose hope. Don't lose heart. Regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what it looks like, regardless of how many times you've had to start over or keep putting, don't let that be a deterrent. Don't let it be a deterrent. Because you are meant to experience it. You are meant to experience it. That's why you're desiring it. It's for you. It's for you. You do have to silence the noise. You do have to silence the noise. You do have to have a meeting in the boardroom of your mind. You do. You have to go into the boardroom of your mind and you have to shut off the senses. And you have to remind yourself of who you are. How amazing, how dynamic, how powerful you are. And the moment you decided, the answer was yes. Yep. It's already yours. It's already yours. You know, you have to understand that a lot of things that you're experiencing now is preparing you for greatness. Hey, Glaze Innovations. It was? Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so happy for you. That's good. Because, I mean, a lot of times, you know, we question, like, why, you know, why is it taking so long? Why am I going through this? Why is these things happening? Watch, hindsight 2020. You're going to realize that the things that you're experiencing now is preparing you for the greatness that is to come. The greatness that is meant for you. You had to know how to deal with the naysayers. You had to learn how to deal with, you know, what you deemed in your mind difficult or obstacles or whatever you're labeling it as. You had to learn how to, you know, maneuver and to have the faith that moved the obstacle. Have the faith that moved the doubt. Have the faith that moved the fear. Right? So all of these things, I mean, because I know a lot of us be like, I want $100 million, right? But has never managed $100,000. You want 100 million, but you never managed 100,000. Right? So that's why you're not making the hundreds of millions yet, because you got to learn how to manage the hundreds of thousands. Oh, yes, yes. Yes, Glaze. Yep. Yeah. Cause I didn't know who Young NBA was, and I wasn't hearing great things about him either. But I'm glad you had an amazing experience. That's beautiful. Cause his show got canceled here in Chicago. His show got canceled here because my cousin was supposed to go with her son. Because none of his friends, he's 20 though. Oh yeah, he's 20. But none of his friends wanted to go, so she was going to go with him, but it ended up getting canceled here. But I'm glad you manifested an amazing concert. That's beautiful. Yep, that's just the power that we have. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know nothing about it, A-Town. I'm just I was just told this over the weekend, so I don't know nothing about it. I'm familiar with that artist. Oh, okay, thank you, Nikki. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Got you. Okay, got you. Okay. Makes sense. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know who that is either, A-Town. But yeah, just know that you are being prepared for greatness, right? You are being prepared for great. Like I think about Neville Goddard when he talks about his brother, manifesting the business back for his father, right? And how he said it took 2 years for that manifestation to come through, right? Because they had started their own little business, right? And he said that the guy that was going to help them reestablish the business that they wanted, he had been watching them, and he had recognized that they were really good business people, right? And so he was willing to buy the building for Neville's family, right? That's why you can't get caught up in the time element of it, right? Because Neville's family went on to own hotels and stuff across many islands in the Caribbean, in the West Indies, right? That's why, don't let people try to make you think, oh, you can have it in 24 hours. It's like, when you think about these companies that are worth multi-million, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, they did not get these businesses in no 24-hour period. Amazon was started back in the 90s as a doggone ebook business, right? It was digital books. Now they sell every goddamn thing. Now they sell groceries, they sell clothing, they sell household, they sell everything. I think they sell tiny homes, they sell all kind of stuff. But that's not what it started out as.
How many Oreos can I have?
Is your mom here?
Yeah.
Go ask her.
Okay.
Close the door. And so you cannot get caught up on the time element. Allow yourself to go through the process. Allow yourself to go through the process. Allow yourself to be prepared. Allow yourself to be prepared. Just like I was talking about Victoria Beckham, right? She had to be prepared, and her thing was just focused on getting the fashion out. She didn't allow herself to be prepared for the business side of it. However, when she got prepared for the fashion side of it, it was a hit Like she makes, and I really like her clothing line too. Like her fashion is really, really nice, right? But that was not it didn't happen in 24 hours, right? That was not no 72-hour thing. She had to spend months and months and months with this designer who was showing her how to make clothes, because she didn't go to a designer school. She didn't have any education in being a designer. She learned firsthand from this other, I think he was an Italian designer. He might have been Parisian. I can't remember what country he was from. And sometimes we get so hung up on the time element as opposed to enjoying the journey, enjoying the experience, enjoying what you're learning, what you're remembering, how you're getting yourself ready to have this great thing that you're asking for. Yeah, some things will come, overnight. Some things that you want will come in an instant, right? And other things, some of you have some of you have oak tree type desires. So it starts off as an acorn, has to go into that dirt, has to take root, right? What they say about the bamboo tree, it takes 5 to 7 years underground before it shoots up. But then when it shoots up really fast. But for 5 to 7 years, it's taking root underground to get ready to withstand the height of the actual bamboo tree. So know that what's happening right now with your businesses, with your desires, right? The reason why that it hasn't come above the earth yet is because it's underground taking root. So it can be stabilized. So it can be rooted with a firm foundation, so that when it does become a full manifestation, you're equipped to deal with it, to handle it. And so enjoy it. Enjoy this time of knowing who you are and what it is that you want and what it is that you're manifesting, right? And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a relationship. Like some of the relationships that you're experiencing is preparing you for that lifelong relationship, whether it's a business partner, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a marriage, whatever it is, right? These things are preparing you for the greatness that you are yet to experience. Because you are here to experience great. You are here to have whatever you desire, whatever you're saying, you're here to have it. So don't limit yourself. Don't concern yourself with the how. Things will happen in an amazing way. Things will happen, stuff that you cannot explain, things that you never thought that would happen. The different people that will come into your world, you was like, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know anyone that knows how to do it. And these people will show up to show you what's necessary, how to bring about your vision. People will come into your experience to assist you. They won't even know why they are there, to help you, to assist you. But they're there to play the part in your reality, to bring about your expected end, to bring about your good. It's a beautiful thing. So trust the process. Let go of the how and the when. Enjoy the journey. You're meant to have all that you desire. Relax. Enjoy. It's okay. All things work out. The answer was always yes. It's yours. You can have it. Yes, Janine. Yes. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's truly a beautiful thing. It really is. Yeah, you're bound for greatness, whatever that is. Whatever that is for you, whatever that means for you. You're meant to be established. You're meant to for excellence. And all you have to do is claim it. All you have to do is choose it and continue to think along those lines. Don't let anything deter you regardless of what it looks like. Regardless, do not give up. Do not give up. Do not throw in the towel. I don't care how bleak it looks. I don't care how difficult it may seem. This is where maybe you need to walk away, take a staycation, a vacation, draw back. Do your best not to force. Do your best not to push. Do your best not to pull. Do your best not to strive. Do your best not to strain. This is the easy way. This is the effortless way. The effortless way is the best way. If you're feeling like you've hit a block, you've hit a wall, you feel confused, you feel stressed, take a step back. That means you're trying to force it. And it's unnecessary. You don't need to force it. You're making it worse. That's what you're really doing. You're forcing it is causing you to get the opposite result. No force. Flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Because you'll realize when you stop trying to make it so and you let it be so, that's when things start to rev up again. The more you keep, let me try it. Stop trying and learn to be. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to make it so. That's where the heartaches, the headaches, the stress, the anxiety, that's where all that comes from, because you're trying to push. No, you don't have to push. You have to release. You have to let go. You have to let it flow. Be easy with yourself, as Abraham Hicks would say. Be easy with yourself, right? You got to take your hands off the wheel. You got to stop trying to make it so. And I know that goes against conventional wisdom, because conventional wisdom will tell you, try harder, force, push, grind. That's what the wisdom of the world would tell you. But the wisdom of the ages tells you, let me do it for you. Let me take over. I got you. That this battle is not yours. The awareness already knows. You just have to trust that it does. I know that probably seems like the hardest thing for some people to do, to let go of the wheel and let things happen. Right? You have to be like it says in Genesis. Let there be, and then it was. Not make it be, but let there be. Which means you have to get out of the way. You have to step back. You have to stop trying to make it so. Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Ronnie. Yeah, we put too much pressure on ourselves because we're so worried about getting it right. We're so worried about how long it's taking. We're so worried about what others may be saying. It's like, oh, you've been talking about you was going to be a millionaire since you was 5. Get out of here. It ain't happened yet. It ain't gonna, like, I know you're probably gonna hear those type of things being thrown at you. Oh, you've been saying that for forever. You've been saying you was gonna get married and you still ain't found nobody yet. You've been saying you was gonna do and you still ain't had, and you just have to, that's where you have to shut out the noise. You have to silence the noise. You have to silence the world. You have to go within. You got to have the meeting in the boardroom of your mind. And you have to talk to yourself and remind yourself of who you are. You have to talk to yourself. You have to give yourself the pep talk. You have to be your own best friend. You have to be your own inspiration. Yes, bye naysayers. And the best way to quiet the naysayers is not to talk to them about it. Because how the saying go, ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies. If you don't ask me any questions, then I can't lie to you. Because they'll say, because if you tell that they ask you what's going on and you tell them everything is going on, no, it's not, you lying. Say, don't ask me because you're going to call me a liar anyway. If you don't ask me no questions, and I can't tell you no lies. Because it ain't no lie to me. It's only a lie to you because you can't see. You can't see the vision. And that's okay. It's not your vision. It's my vision. The only one that's required to see the vision is me. I'm the only one required to see it. You ain't going to believe it till you see it anyway. So why am I telling you? Yeah, so, and I know sometimes it seems, like it may appear to be hopeless, but just know, just because you can't see what's happening doesn't mean nothing's happening. Remember, energy is never at rest. Never. Energy doesn't rest. God never sleeps nor slumbers. You got to know this. Just because you can't see what's going on doesn't mean it's not happening. It's happening. It's happening. You can't see the tree taking root underground. You can't, but it's establishing a firm foundation. You can't see that somebody is talking about you right now. You can't hear what the folks are saying about you right now. You're not privy to the conversations where your name is being thrown around. But it is. You're being talked about in a great way. And I'm gonna be like, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I tried to get you off my mind, but I couldn't get you off my mind. I just, I toss and turn. It's like, for some reason, I just feel like I'm supposed to give you this, or I'm supposed to help you with that, and I cannot not do it. Like they want to resist it. Like they fighting with it. They fighting with the resisting, trying to help. But eventually, they will no longer be able to resist. You say, if that ear tingle, you can. Yep. The naysayers are only reflections of your mind. You don't give your energy to them. Nope. Yeah, you do not need to know what's going on behind the scenes, right? Just like when we go to watch a movie at a theater, right? We have no idea all it took for them to bring us that finished product. All we're doing is getting to enjoy the finished product. We don't know what happened, the months, all the different things that would, all the the casting and the scripting and the editing and what scenes didn't make it to the actual film, how many scenes ended up on the cutting room floor, right? Sometimes at the end of a movie, they may give you some of the bloopers or some of the scenes that got cut out, right? Like you just seeing a finished product. And it is not required for you to know all that went into making the movie. Just like when it comes to your desire. You're not going to know every step in the process. It's going to be on a need to know basis. And the things that you will need to know, it will be shown to you. But this where it does take trust. It does take trust in you not knowing every single step. It's going to take trust that you can only see 10 yards ahead of you. And then when you get through with that 10 yards, to see the next 10 yards. And then you get through with that to see the next 10 yards. Until it all opens up. He's like, oh, right? But even if you cry, even if you get frustrated, even if doubt arises, it still doesn't matter. It's still yours. It's still yours. When the doubt arises, what do we do to the devil? Because the doubt is just the devil, right? What do you do with the devil? You fight it? No. You resist the devil. Resist the doubt, and it flees from you. Resist giving in to the doubt. Turn your attention away from the doubt and give your attention to the end. Live in the end. See yourself as already being it. That's why the Christ talked to the devil. Get thee behind me, you doubt. I never knew you. I discovered that Satan had nothing. No, there was nothing in me that was like the devil. Devil found nothing in me that it could resemble. Do not let doubt have the supremacy. And again, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to cry. It's okay. That's okay. Anger is not doubt. Because it says you can be angry. Just don't sin. Just don't miss your mark. Be angry. Be frustrated. Utilize the anger to catapult you to your desired outcome. Anger is a great emotion to utilize as long as the anger is not steeped in doubt. Don't let the anger be steeped in doubt. Don't let the anger be like, oh my goodness, I can't, no. Let the anger be used to fuel you, to fire you up, to ignite you, to spark you. You said doubt is natural. I mean, if you say so. To doubt is to not believe, to not know, to not trust. And most people doubt because they have not experienced the power. Oh, not natural. Okay. Right. I was like, well, it ain't natural. I'm not going to agree with that. It's natural, Jermaine. But I was like, but if you say so, if you think it's natural. I was like, I don't know if I can agree with that one. But I was going to let you have it. I was like, well, that's your law. That's the law you live by. Because when you have experience with this, you know, like on a regular basis, doubt kind of just does have no place in you. Right? I feel you. It's like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute now. Hold up. Absolutely, Dexter. Absolutely. And what is sadness? Like, how would you describe sadness, Dexter? You say that you deal with sadness. Is it more like disappointment? When you say you deal with sadness. Because to me, and again, it's just from my perspective, when people talk about sadness or depression, or, you know, it's usually most people expected things to go one way, and when it didn't go the way they thought it should go, now they feel like sad or disappointed, or, you know, because it's like, man, you know, I wanted it to happen this way, or I wanted it in this particular way, or I wanted it at this particular time, and why isn't it happening? Why didn't it happen the way I wanted it to? Why didn't it happen at the time I wanted it to? Right? Like, allowing circumstances to dictate whether or not you feel good about yourself. That's why a lot of people experience sadness, anxiety, depressions, because they're looking for the outer to be the cause of how they feel about themselves, as opposed to knowing how they feel about themselves is going to make the outer reflect it back. So if you can understand that the cause is always within and never without, then you know that it doesn't matter what's going on out there. It doesn't matter what's going on out there. It only matters what's going on within. So this is where you need to talk to yourself and ask yourself, why are you sad? Like, what needed to be different for me to be happy? So then you don't really think you're the prize. Because if you really think you're the prize, who cares what other people think? You're still looking for validation from the outside. You're still looking for the world to validate that you're the prize. Like, if the world don't see it, then it can't be true. So you have to know it without the world saying, yeah, you right, you right, you right. Yeah, you right, you right, you right. Because you can tell Dexter, I don't care if people agree with me. And I let people know when I don't agree with them. And it's okay. I don't do this for people to agree with me. I know it's true regardless if you agree with me or if you never agree with me. I know what's true for me. I could care less if you ever said, yeah, Toyia, you're right. I don't care. You could say I'm wrong all day long. Because it's really not about what other people think. It should only be about what you think. And when you know who you are and you are comfortable in your own being, yes, you're going to find those that agree with what you're saying. Your world is going to reflect back to you. Yes, this is what you believe. I'm going to confirm this for you. But if the world never confirmed it, I know it to be true, so it has to confirm it. It's like when you know that you know, the world has to show it back to you. But you know it that you don't even need the world to show it back to you. That's just how confident you are. The world could be lying and you'd be like, I don't care what you're saying. I know this to be true. And then the world then says, you're right. You're exactly right. I know I'm right. I don't even need you to tell me I'm right. I knew I was right. Before you even said it, I knew. I could care less if you agree with me. I knew it all the time. Yep. Hey, spiritual king of wisdom. Right. Because if we're only going to do things like we say we believe something, but we only believe it as long as we can get somebody else to agree with us, then do you really believe it? Like you're only going to believe it as long as somebody else says, yep. Because we know, like, you could take the color spectrum, right? You know, it's many shades of red, right? You got crimson red, you got red velvet, you got, maroon, you got mahogany, you got, so many different colors, right? And if I say it's one color and you say it's another color, but it's a different type of red, like my husband be like, it's red. I don't know, what you're talking about, maroon and burgundy and, mahogany and all that. Like, whatever, it's red, right? Some people just like it's red. But no, that's it's this type of red. It's that, it's in the eye of the beholder. But if I say it's this color and you say it's that color and you don't agree with the color I'm saying, like I can't believe my own lying eyes, then and that's what most people do, right? Most people be convinced of something, like they know it, right? And somebody else will come and say, that's not what that is. And because you're not sure of yourself, you'll let somebody else talk you out of what you know you're saying. And that happens all the time. People know that they know something. And as soon as somebody come in and say, oh, no, that's not, no, I see this. And you be like, really? No, I see this. And no, I see, man. And they can convince you that you're not seeing what you're seeing. Because you think that your word isn't enough. You need validation. You need a consensus. And people do those social experiments all the time, right? People don't want to stand out. People don't want to be the exception, right? People don't want to go against the grain. People don't want to be the sore thumb that sticks out. So they know they seeing something different. They know the answer. But because the group consensus is agreeing that it's something else, you think that you ain't seeing what you seeing, so you just go along to get along. Because it is so simple. You got to be willing to be different. That's what I loved about Neville Goddard's teachings. His teachings is about being different. Are you willing to be different? Not better, different. That song say, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. But most people aren't willing to be different. People want to be accepted. People would rather be accepted than be who they are. Because different makes you stand out from the crowd. And some people would rather blend in with the crowd. I don't want to blend in with the crowd. My family would tell you, like, and I would just, because I'm like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear, and it doesn't matter where I'm going, right? And so it could be we all getting together at the family house. I'm coming in heels, right? Or, you know, I remember this, and this is like years ago. I remember, like, I would wear, back in the 90s, early 2000s, I would go to a get together in the park and I would wear heels because I was just somebody that liked heels. I didn't care where I was going. I don't wear heels as much as I used to. I'm getting more back into it, you know. And I remember this one friend was like, "Yeah, that's, you know, it's like people just will wear heels to a park." I'm like, me, I'm one of those people. I will wear heels to a park. And it wasn't to be different just to be different. It's just, I'm going to do me. And I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if everybody is there in jeans and in gym shoes and leggings and, you know, sweatshirts. If I like to dress up when I go out, I like to wear a certain look when I go out. So I don't really care what everybody else is doing. I know, right, Lynn? Now, I'm not doing no mountains and no hills, Lynn. You're funny. I'm not that different. Oh, I definitely will have comfortable shoes. Oh. Oh. Yep. People have to be willing to, you know, but I get it. Some people don't want to be seen, and that's okay too, right? Right? It's okay. But the world wants conformity. And if you want to experience something different, you have to be a nonconformist, though. Like, to really, you know, live this exceptional life, you have to be willing to be the exception, right? You have to be willing to make your own rules. You have to be willing to go against the grain. You have to be willing to stand out from the crowd. You really can't allow yourself to think like the world. Because the world doesn't want exceptionalism. The world wants conformity. They want the masses to be conformists, right? Right? It's like, just, you know, get along to get along. You just gonna do things just to get along, just not to, you know, I'm not trying to stir the pot. I'm not trying to, you know, change anything. I'm not trying to be, you know, that's what the world loves, you know, loves you when you just go along to get along. You part of the get along gang. I mean, just think about it in school, you know. They didn't want anyone who asked too many questions, kind of like church too, right? Can't ask too many questions. Obey the rules. If you couldn't sit there for, you know, 6 to 8 hours without being disruptive, you were labeled as a bad seed. You weren't bad. You just didn't like conforming. And I would say when I was a kid, I was definitely a conformist. I definitely did what I was told. I was the good little student in grammar school and high school. I didn't cut classes in high school. Like I did, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I played that conformist role for most of my life. And this wasn't until the awakening, I'm like, oh, damn, no. If you want to be exceptional, you got to be willing to be different. You cannot be willing to be like everybody else. Yep, say follow the leader. That's why you gotta sit with yourself and really get to know who you are, and really get to know what you want, and then see yourself with it. And you cannot really care what other people think. Like, what other people think cannot even enter your mind, because that's what's going to hold you back. If you are living your life based on other people's perspective of you, you're limiting yourself. Because there are other people are always going to limit you. And really, the other people are just your doubts being made manifest. So just know there are no other people, right? But living your life outside in will be to your own detriment. And that only means more than likely you won't realize your dreams or your desires because you lived your life trying to make other people happy. And not to say that you can't do great things with that mindset, right? Because, I mean, you can see that's kind of what celebrity is, right? They live, as Lady Gaga says, they live for the applause. Applause. I live for the applause, right? But some people live for the applause and they know who they are. And then others live for the applause and they don't know who they are. And we can tell when we look at our celebrities, those who knew who they were and those who didn't know who they were, right? Those who didn't know who they were had a downward spiral, right? They kind of lost their way and they kind of, went on a wayward path and they weren't able to maintain their celebrity, right? But those who knew who they were, they're still experiencing a stable life. Yep. Yeah. Let's see how long. Oh, almost 3 hours. I'm like all talked out. It's been a while since I've been the only one talking on my live. It's been a while since I did most of the talking. I've talked for almost 3 hours. It's been a long time since I've done that. Now my mouth is real dry. But it was a nice life talking to you guys, and hopefully I inspired you all to remain faithful to your unseen desire. And the unseen just means you're not seeing it physically, but you are seeing it mentally. You're envisioning it. You have seen the end. You already know the result. You just don't know how it's all going to materialize. And the beauty of it, you don't need to know. It's on a need to know basis. And you will know, you will be shown when you need to know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, June. Right? It's not necessary. You don't need to know how. You just need to allow it to play itself out. Remain faithful. Stay encouraged. Right? Have fun. Be easy with yourself, as Abraham Hicks would say. Be easy with yourself. Have fun with life. Be as a child, allow yourself the freedom to, excuse me. Maybe go get a massage. A friend can massage you something. Go run. Go, let off some steam. Let off some stress. If you're feeling like heavy in your body, if you're feeling tense, do something that's going to release all of that. Maybe you just need to scream in a pillow or something. Maybe you just need to scream to the top of your lungs. Maybe you need to just dance all around the house. Maybe, you need to go, take a couple of shots. I don't know. Do something that's going to make you feel good. Say, I feel good. Da, na, 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 na. I knew that I would now. I feel nice. Like sugar and spice. Na, 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 na. Oh, so good. So good. I got a you. Oh. Dum, 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 dum. Right? Like, listen to your favorite song. Watch your favorite comedy show. Do something that just makes you feel so amazing that you say it feels so good to be alive. It feels so good to be alive. Because we say it's not necessary that you be happy, but why wouldn't you want to be happy? Right? Why wouldn't you want to feel the joy of the Lord, which is the joy of the law of my being is my strength, right? Lord, law is the same in script. When you see, anytime you see Lord, just change it to law. And what's the law? The law of being, the law of who you are. Remember, I am the truth. I am the way. I am the life, which means you are the law. I am law. That's what said Islam is, right? I self law am master. Right. I think that's what it stands. Islam. I self law am and master. Am master. Yes. It's all right. You are your own law. So say, delight thyself in the Lord, and you should get the desires of your heart. Delight yourself in the law of your being, and you should get every desire of your heart. Hey, Lilith. Hey. Oh, thank you for joining me. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, manifesting group session. You have questions regarding manifesting. You want to share some manifestation stories or your journey into the remembering who you are. Some people like to call it the awakening. Some people like to call it the initiation. Some people like to call it enlightenment, right? We'll say remembering. Right? We just remember, we forgot, and now we're just remembering who we are. We're remembering that the thought is the power, right? That's what Reverend Ike reminds us, that the thought is God in action, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and then the Word was God. Your Word is God, and it becomes flesh, which means it becomes a thing. It becomes a person, a place, an idea, or thing, right? It becomes objectified on your screen of space. So that's why you just have to pay attention to what you objectify. What are you objectifying? What are you causing to come into your world through your thoughts, right? As Neville Goddard said, I think he said it's through Hermetica. I think it was the Hermetica. He said that we were given two gifts, mind and speech. The two must be joined as one. Your mind and your speech should be married to one another. You're thinking one thing, then you're speaking another. That means what? You're split in two. You divided the baby. Don't do that. Don't divide the spoils. Don't divide the baby. Operate as one unit. Let your mind and speech be married to one another. Oh, no problem. No problem. You're good. Yep. So pay attention. Pay attention. Give yourself grace. Give yourself mercy. Love on yourself. You want money, love money. You want health, love health. You want marriage, love and marriage, love and marriage. They go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Try to separate them. It's an illusion. Try, and you would only come to this conclusion. Love and marriage. I never even watched that show, but I know the theme song. I never watched that. I didn't watch that show. I did not watch that show. You say they don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yes. You watched it faithfully? Okay. What was the name of it? I can't even remember the name of it. Yep. Love on thyself. Love yourself. Yes. Whatever you're desiring, love it. That's how you know you are it. Be it. Embody it. Embrace it. Don't talk bad about it. Don't talk bad about money when you so much desire to have as much as you want of it. It's nothing wrong with loving money. Why? Because you are money. Remember that, right? Reverend Knight told you, I am money, which means I am the currency. I am that which all things flow to and from, right? All things begin and end with me. All things. That's all it means. So why wouldn't I love me? Why wouldn't I love money? Why wouldn't I love health? Why wouldn't I love prosperity and peace and joy? Why wouldn't I love that? Because that's who I am. I am all those things. No, it wasn't Family Matters. It was the Bundys. What was their name? The Bundys. There was that white couple, the Bundys. But I don't think that was the name of the... Yes, it will be on YouTube. Whatever the Bundys were. The white couple, the girl with the big hair. And he was the sales... Married with Children. Yep. Thank you, Selena. Married with Children. Thank you, Beck. Yep. Married with Children. Okay. Yep. Whatever. Family Matters was whatever happened to predictability. The milkman, the newspaper, and evening TV. I think that was, what's that family? Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart. So I think that might have been the other people. But that song is very similar to Family Matters is very similar to that. Yeah, that was Full House, right. But Family Matters is very similar to Full House. I could see it, but I can't think of the name. I can't remember the song. Oh well. That was Full House. Oh. Their songs is kind of similar. I can't think of it now, but yeah, I used to love like we would do that as a family. We'd think of all the 80s and 90s sitcoms, and we would sing the songs, and we'd be downstairs on our karaoke singing all of the 80s and the 90s TV show theme songs. It was so cool. Yeah, Beck, I sung that one already. Yeah, I sung that one. I sung that one already. It's cool. But all right, guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Remain faithful. That's Frank Sinatra, is it? Oh, okay. Okay, that's what's up. I'm gonna have to go look up Family Matters. Now it's gonna be stuck. Now I need to know Because I know the song. I just can't think of the song. Now I'm gonna have to go look it up to find out what's the song. What's the theme song to Family Matters? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Toyia. You're welcome. All right, guys. Hopefully see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hasta la vista, baby. Yes. You have the melody in your head. Yep. All right, guys. Good night. Good night.